Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies live stream and podcast. We're here. Good morning. Say it.
Good morning.
Good morning. Jump on it. Well, here at headquarters, we got our power. What? We got our power on. We got water running. We got frozen food. We got cold food. We got everything. There are lots of people that aren't so fortunate.
Our city is experiencing a very large blackout right now.
What was the name of the storm? It was not a hurricane. It was not a tornado. It started with D.
I think it's a derecho.
Derecho. It sounds
Dechero. Is
it
it Dechero
wow.
or derecho?
I like how you said that. You said it very Italian.
I don't know.
Say it again. Derecho.
Is it Derecho?
I don't know. It just means it's a crazy storm. Yeah. So there are lots of people that are way worse off than us. We do have a brewery that opened on Thursday, and now it is closed until further notice. There are wires and poles down, so I don't know how long we're going to be without power over there. Gas is hard to find, so if you are watching and you're in the Ottawa region, there is people coming from Hawkesbury to get gas in Orleans. It's going to be tense times. I remember growing up in Asia.
I think it might not be as bad as I'll get.
Hmm?
I think it might not be that bad. I suspect that they will refill. They will get things up and running as they need to.
But it could be worse.
The gas very soon.
Like the gas depot's down. We might not have gas for a week or two.
I think it would be one of the priorities. They'll get it up and running.
I would imagine it would be one of the priorities. I realize that we're pretty fragile. Without water, without electricity, man.
Good morning. I'm so glad you could join us on this podcast for this encouragement. I'm just going to give you something to meditate on and worry about all day.
I kind of like storms, and not in destructive ways, but I like the capacity of a storm. It's incredible. Weather can really change your life for a very long period of time. So there are people out there that are in really rough shape on the outskirts and even in town in the West End. So our thoughts and prayers are with them today. It is Tuesday here. We are going to get into our meditative, what do you call it? The contemplative. Oh man, words are meditation. Hard sometimes.
The first step tells me that I'm powerless over alcohol, which is admittedly stronger than I am, since there was no way for me to keep the drinker away from the bottle. It also suggests that the confusion arising from this helplessness has done things to my life that are not easy to endure. Then, going on to step 2, I discover that the 12 steps are a closely linked chain that will give me a clear understanding of my situation. It says, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. This means that although we cannot help ourselves, there is help at hand. I am required to admit also that my own behavior was not sane. This is an invitation to humility, without which there can be no progress. Today's reminder: surrender to a higher power and the humility to make that surrender complete is the first move we make toward relief from an intolerable condition. If I will do my part, I can rely on my higher power to open my eyes to solutions and restore me to peace and order. Comfort and a peaceful heart are the reward of those who rely on his help.
That's good. Good reading. Yeah, we talked about the powerlessness of a storm earlier, and we're experiencing that, and it's no different than alcohol in a person's life. If you're truly alcoholic, there's not much you can do about it. And there are, secular scientists and doctors that are saying the same thing, that there's no other help except for some religious experience. That's your only hope. So I hope you can find that. Here's a medication in the meantime. And then really understanding that the partner of you're powerless over alcohol as well, which is fascinating when you think of it, that both of us are powerless over a substance and that we're insane. So what are we insane about? Like, what does insanity mean? Like, what is that? Because if we're getting restored from insanity, what is the insaneness? Okay.
I'm trying like we have a problem. Like, so are you talking about like we're powerless over alcohol? We're powerless over the other person's behavior. That's the insaneness of thinking that we can control someone else's behavior.
Yeah,
The
and then
insaneness of thinking that I can stop drinking on my own power.
yeah, yeah. The insanity of things are going to get better this time. The insanity of, well, if I just endure a little longer. I remember your insanity. I remember mine way more than yours, but I remember the insane thinking of like, I'm going to wait this out for how many years?
Oh yeah.
You're like,
At one point, I said, if the things are the same or worse in 2 years, I'm done.
that's a long time. You're very patient.
I wrote that though, but I didn't remember that I wrote it. I saw it later.
And it's interesting because you drastically made some changes after 2 years, which I don't know if that was an accident
It was
or
an accident.
planned.
I saw it later.
Yeah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get to trade our insanity for God's peace and love and comfort. So I have to the work of the program is to get rid of the blocks that are blocking me from his light and his love.
Mm.
And so that's the work of LifeLab or the 12 step, whatever fellowship you're in. But the insanity, I remember plainly going into a rehab center in 2005 after trying to take my own life, unsuccessfully using, but can't stop using. It's not working. I'm living, but I'm dead. And I remember going in and going, whatever medication or voodoo you have, as long as this stops, as long as this, like whatever's going on in here, as long as that stops, I'll do whatever you say. And so I was fortunate enough to be in and introduced to a 12-step community. And really going into that deeper is that we find a power greater in ourselves that will solve all of our problems. The trick is, here's the catch, because I think there is a catch, is that I have to have communion with that power on a daily basis throughout the day, all day. So it's like, yeah, that's, I would say, the catch. But it's a good catch because it provides me peace and sanity and comfort and joy and purpose. And whatever the storm is outside, whatever the conditions are outside, the condition inside can be spiritually fit and content.
Mm-hmm.
A good place to be.
Mm-hmm.
So the prayer today, the prayer today is comfort and a peaceful heart are the rewards of those who rely on his help.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Well, if your power is out, we just pray for the lights to come back on.
If their power's out, they're probably not watching this.
Yeah, true. All right. Just know that there are people praying for you. And if the power is out in your heart, in your spirit, we just pray that you can find recovery. Join us tomorrow for our LifeLab meeting, and maybe that could be a starting point. So we say goodbye, keep the peace, be of good behavior.
Have a great day.